Hello guys, welcome to today's course. Today we want to talk is about Amazon EC2. What is Amazon Elastic Computing Cloud? We call that Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2 is a web service that provides realized computing capacity in the cloud, designed to make web-scale cloud computing easier to developers, and provide simple web service interface to obtain and configure capacity with minimal friction. Also reduce the time to obtain and boot a new service, a server instance to minutes quick scale capacity. Also provide the tool to build a failure-resistant application and isolate from common failure scenario. We can see that EC2 as a service, we can see if we think that at the Amazon zone, he can use availability zone and you can give him a security group. And in there, we build up the IIS web server, and we can call that this Amazon EC2 service for our web service. And what about today's topic is launch a web server with termination protection enabled. Monitor EC2 instance, modify security group web server is using to allow HTTP access. Realize EC2 instance to scale. Explore EC2 limits. Test termination protection. Terminate EC2 instance. Here is the topic of today. And let's introduce before that, we must introduce some knowledge for you to understand. The first one is for the AMI, Amazon Machine Image. What's the meaning of that? His role is to provide the information required to launch an instance, a virtual server in the cloud. He also includes a template to boost the volume for the instance. For example, an open operation system or an application server with the applicant. Launch a permission that control which AWS account can use the AMI to launch an instance. A block device mapping the specific volume to attach to the instance when it is launched. The instance type EC2 provide the varied combination of CPU, memory, storage, and network capacity. Approximate mix of resources for your applications. And each instance type includes one or more instance size, allowing to scale resources to meet the requirements of your target workload. So our task one is to launch your Amazon EC2 instance. Here is the steps. Choose an Amazon Machine Image AMI. Choose an instance type. Configuration instance detail. Add storage. Add text. Configure security group. Review the instance. Okay, this is the brief introduction of this. And now let's start to practice it. Okay, let's start our practice. The task one is launch your Amazon EC2 instance. Amazon EC2 instance. In this task, you will launch your Amazon EC2 instance. Then termination protection. Termination protection prevents you from accidentally terminating an EC2 instance. You will deploy your instance with a user data script that will allow you to deploy a simple web server. Okay, let's choose it, the EC2, and then let's go in there. Launch your instance. So the first thing is that let's select this one, the AMI. Okay, you can see that T2 micro free tier eligible, EBS only. Okay, let's go to another one. Configure instance in detail. Oh, the detail we say that the network indicates which the virtual private cloud VPC you wish to launch the instance into. You have multiple networks, such as different one for development, testing, and production. So for the new work, select the lab PC. Okay, lab VPC. And in the lab VPC was created by using AWS Cloud Foundation template during the setup process of your lab. This VPC includes 2 public subnets in 2 different availability zones. You can see here, okay? So enable terminal termination protection. Enable termination protection. Yes, this one. Then let's scroll down. The advanced detail. Let's copy some script into there. And this script is to install an Apache web server HTTPD, configure the web server to automatically start on boot, activate the web server, create a simple web page. So let's go to another one to choose a storage. Okay, you can see that we already get the gigabyte GIB is 8, and what we have in the EBS button is 1. Okay, let's go to another one. Okay, let me introduce some about Amazon EC2 storage data on the network attached virtual disk called the Elastic Block Store. So you will launch an Amazon EC2 instance using a default 8 GB disk volume. It will be your root volume. Okay, let's move to another one, text. The text enables you to categorize your AWS resources in different ways, for example, by purpose, owner, or environment. This is useful when you have many resources of the same type. You can quickly identify specific resources based on the tag you have assigned to. Each tag consists of a key and a value, or both, which you define it just like this. Edit tag. Here's name. And the web server. And then let's move to another one, configure a security group. Okay, a security group acts as a virtual firewall that controls traffic for one or more instances. When you launch an instance, you associate one or more security groups with the instance. You add a rule to each security group that allows traffic to or from its associated instances. You can modify the rule for a security group at any time. The new rules are automatically applied to all instances that are associated with the security group. So to configure the security group, let's configure. Okay, security group will be web server security group. It's good. And in this level, we will no longer into the instance using SSH, so removing SSH. Okay, just like this. Okay, let's go to review and launch. So click the launch. So here is the key pair, then choose the existing key pair. Choose an existing key pair. So I acknowledge, then launch. So your instance are launched now. The instance will appear in the pending state, which means that it's being to launch. It will then change to running, which indicates that the instance has started booking. There will be a short time before you can access the instance. The instance receives a public DNS name, and you can use it to contact to the instance from the internet. Your web server should be selected. The description tab displays the detailed information about your instance. To view more information on the description tab, drag the Windows diver upward. Review the information and displayed in the description tab. It includes information about the instance type, security setting, and network setting. Wait for your instance to display the following: instance running, instance check. View the instance. Okay, and now you can see the check path 2 and 2. And okay, congratulations, you have successfully launched your first Amazon EC2 instance. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, let's move to task 2, monitor your instance. We can see that monitor is an important part of the maintenance, reliability, availability, and performance of your Amazon Elastic Computing Cloud. We say that Amazon EC2 instance and your AWS solution. So let's go back to see how to. Okay, we can see that our web server here is already running, and 2 and 2 check passed. So let's choose the web server to see how to monitor it. And we can see here, click here, and you can see here, detailed security network storage status check and monitoring check. So let's click the status check for the first. The status check, you can see that system reachability check passed and instance reachability also passed. Okay, let's use the click the monitoring tab to see another thing. Okay, monitoring check, you can see that the CPU status check of any count and the other instance, and we know that we have only one instance computer writing. So, and we also can, we can see that Amazon EC2 sends the metric to Amazon CloudWatch for your EC2 instance. Basically, 5-minute monitoring is enabled by default. You can enable the detail 1 minute for monitoring. Okay, that's to play something another. In the actions, we play this. Actions here to select the monitoring and the troubleshoot to get system log. And we can see that system log here. Okay, you can see the system log display in the console output of for the instance, which is variable tool for the problem diagnostic. Yeah, that is very good. So scroll to see that whether the HTTP is successful. Now you can see here, installing HTTP. Here already passed. Okay. And then we can choose the cancel to see another thing. Also, we can action to another to see whether we used it. Oh, we forget to choose the web server here. Okay, and choose action, and the same monitoring troubleshooting, and we can get the instant screenshot. And you are unable to reach your instance via SSH or RDP. You can capture a screenshot of your instance and view it as an image. This provides visibility as to the status of the instance and allow for quicker troubleshooting. So let's cancel it. So congratulations, you have explored several ways to monitor your instance. Okay, thanks. Okay, let's move to task 3. Update your security group and access the web server. And when you launch the EC2 instance, you provide a script that installs a web server and create simple web pages. In this task, you will access content for the web server. Okay. Let's move in. And we can see that we can see this to select the web server we have already created and to see the detail. And let's check it. And here the public IP address. Let's copy it. And to use another pages to see whether we can reach that. Again, enter. And finally, you can find out that. So in this site, you can reach it. Why you cannot reach it? Why you cannot? So, and now we can see that in the security group setting, you are not currently able to access your web server because the security group is not permitting inbound traffic on port 80, which is used for HTTP web request. And this is a demonstration of using a security group as firewall to restrict the network traffic that is allowed in and out an instance. In order to correct this, I think we will need to update the security group to permit the web traffic on port 18. So let's go back to set up the security group. Okay, in here you can see that. Let's find our security group. Okay. The security group to find our policy. What is our setting? And let's find our web setting here. Our web server security group, we can see here. And to edit the inbound rule. Inbound. So edit inbound rule here. So here's a no rule. So let's edit some rule. So allow the HTTP with HTTP and to that anywhere IPv4 to that or IP to connect with this. Okay, save the rule. Okay, let's go back to connect again. Okay, we already find our web server here. So congratulations, you have successfully modified your security group to permit HTTP traffic into your Amazon EC2 instance. Okay, this is the test. And let's move to the next one. Okay, let's move in the task 4, resize your instance type and EBS button. As your need change, you might find that your instance is overutilized too small or underutilized too large. If so, you can change the instance type. For example, if a T2 micro instance is too small for its workload, you can change it to an M5 medium instance. Similarly, you can change the size of the disk. Okay, let's move. Let's move back the console here, the web server. So the first thing is that before you can resize the instance, the first thing you need to stop. When you stop the instance, it stops shutdown. And if you shut down it, no other special charge, but the storage change Amazon volume will remain. Okay. On EC2 here and click the instance here. To select web server instance state. Let's stop it. Stop in instance. Stop it. And you can see that they're stopping now. So let's change instance type. Okay. The first thing, instance setting, change the instance type. Action. Okay, let's start to change the instance type. In the action menu here, We can select the web server we want to stop. And the action menu here is instance setting. Change instance type. Instance type micro and type, let's change it. T to small and choose apply. And let's resize the EBS button and click the button. Elastic Block Store button here. Web server. Modify button. The size GB to 10. And choose modify. Yes. Okay, let's try it again. Here, choose the button. Web server action type is the modify button. The GB size change to 10. Modify, then modify it. The file is being modified. Then start resize the instance. Back to the instance. Start instance. Congratulations, you have successfully resized your Amazon EC2 instance. In this task, you change your instance type from T2 micro to T2 small. You also modify your root disk button from 8 to 10. Okay, let's move. The next one. Okay, let's move in the task 5, explore EC2 limits. We say that Amazon EC2 provides different resources that you can use. These resources include images, instance, volumes, and snapshots. When you create an AWS account, there are default limits on the resources on a per region basis. Okay, let's test this from here. Okay, from instance, and here we can now click the limits here. Here's the limit. Okay, here's the limit. And we also can see a running instance or limits and running instance here, running instance. Okay, you can see here. So note that there is a limit on the number of the instance that you can launch in this region. When launch an instance, the request must not cause your usage to exceed the current instance limit in that region. So you can increase that limit. Okay. Okay, let's move into the task 6. test termination protection. And you can delete your instance when you no longer need it. This is referred to as terminating your instance. You cannot connect or restart an instance after it has been terminated. Okay, let's test it. Okay, let's back to the page. Let's go back to instance. Instance here, same here. Click web service, and then we use the terminate instance date to terminate instance. Okay, are you sure you want to terminate it? Okay, terminate it. Okay, it should have failed to terminate the instance. Okay, this is a protection for you. Okay, let's use another way in the action menu. And here you can instance setting change termination protection. Click here, change termination protection. So next enable, remove it. You will get your notice, terminate detection disable and save. Oh, and now you now terminate the instance. In the instance state, select terminate. Okay, this really terminate. Congratulations, you have successfully tested the termination protection and terminated your instance. Okay, this is a good way. Thank you. Successfully terminated here. Okay, this level is already clear. Thanks for your joining today. We can use this to understand how the EC2 to work both at the thing we had already tested. We can see that there are so many things we had already done. So today we want to do is launch a web server with the termination protection enabled, monitor EC2 instance, modify security group web server is using to allow HTTP access, resize EC2 instance to scale, explore EC2 limits, test termination protection, and finally terminate the EC2 instance. Okay, thanks for your joining today, and we will have another course next course this day. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.